Hey, what's up, fam? And welcome back again to Recap Kickback. It's me, your host, Chappell, and I'm back again to talk to you about another week in Black entertainment or Black entertainment news or whatever we want to talk about. And this week, we are talking about Shadow Force, the Kerry Washington movie that dropped last month and we hadn't heard enough about. So we went again and checked it out ourselves. And with me, also here, the self-proclaimed brick house, Mari. Welcome back to the podcast.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Yes. Glad to be back. Glad to be watching and supporting some Black media today, like we always do. And glad to be talking to you about it, Chappell.
Yes. And so this week, I was actually kind of thinking, like, what are we going to talk about? There were a little, like, few options out there, but nothing was really grabbing my attention. And so Mari and I were battling some ideas back and forth. And then she said, hey, you have a link to that Kerry Washington movie? And I said, no, link. We're going to the theaters to see this because we are going to support this movie. And so I think it's in theaters. If it's not, yeah, we definitely found a link. So
it's not in theaters anymore. They yanked that joint out.
Good thing we had the link. So we checked it out. We watched Shadow Force. And I think today we're just going to talk about the movie, our thoughts about the movie, the plot, and maybe, just banter a little bit about what we watched and what we're expecting from Black movies moving forward. But first, Mari, what you been up to anyway? Like, what else you got going on in your podcast world?
Well, of course, over on Crime Scene, me and Sarah Carradine are breaking out, just hit them out the park with true crime reviews. This week, me and Sarah it was just us. We were together by ourselves, and we were reviewing a very, very, very good property. It was like, we were like, okay, this is crazy. It's called America's Most Wanted, Missing Persons, right? So it's America's Most Wanted. It's like kind of produced by the same people who did America's Most Wanted because it's on Fox, but it focuses on missing persons cases. And we had such a great time talking about it. It is a phenomenal show. You can catch it on Hulu. I think it comes on Fox on either Thursdays or Fridays. I'm not sure, but I watched it on Hulu, and it's like one of those shows that I feel like it should be running like 24 hours on a channel because it's so important type thing. Like, did you watch America's Most Wanted as a kid?
I did, honestly. I remember watching it, and I think, what's the man's name? Is it Walsh?
Yeah.
The host?
John Walsh.
Yeah, I remember being real little, and I watched actually a documentary about his son how his son was murdered. And I don't know why that stuck with me my whole life. This is why when
everybody.
When people talk about like be careful what you let your kids watch. I watched that when I was a child, and it never, I still remember how that documentary ended. And then it's like, and then he went on to go do America's Most Wanted. And so that always stuck with me.
Such a sad story.
Yeah, it's such a sad story. But also, I don't know if I like that guy. And so, I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to have to look him up. But I think somewhere in the last few years, I was like, this Walsh character, I don't know about him.
Yeah. Right. We have bad backgrounds with people who deal with the police and stuff like that. But it's fine because all of that aside, John Walsh and Adam Walsh's story, his son's story, is basically was the start of the stranger danger era of child abduction awareness and stuff like that. So it has helped save a whole bunch of kids. And then going on with America's Most Wanted, it's helped capture a lot of wanted criminals. I could not watch America's Next Home
Videos top model.
I couldn't watch America's Most Wanted as a kid because it scared the crap out of me. Every time I would watch it, I would try. Every time I would watch it, I'd be looking out the window like, that's that guy. That guy's over here. He's here. He's coming for me. Yeah. But it applies that same type of format of a call to arms, right? It's like, hey, if you've seen this guy, it tells the crime that the person committed, how they ran away, this is what they might look like. It applies that type of journalism and call to action, but for missing persons. And more often than not, the missing persons are like kids. And They when me and Sarah did our review, it was up to 3 episodes, and it was so good. It brought light to cases I had never heard of before. It really felt like a call to action. By the second episode, a case in the first episode was reopened due to like the spotlight that it got. So like
Oh
it is
wow.
just yes, it's so important. Me and Sarah, we covered it. It was kind of like a shot in the dark. We were like, hey, let's try this. And it ended up being like probably one of the best things we've ever covered in our podcast history. So
Ooh,
please, yeah,
okay.
please go check out Crime Scene by going to crimescenepod.com in order to subscribe, or type in Crime Scene SEEN wherever you get your podcasts.
You know, I asked because when we were batting our ideas back and forth, I said, Mari, have you ever heard of this Tubi show called Street Legal? Mari, I was looking at somebody's Instagram story and they're like, oh yeah, like it's like this crime show. And I was like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
maybe it's something Mari could check out. Mari, did you ever finish an episode of Street Legal?
I did not. I fell asleep. I fell asleep, and I cannot tell you when I fell asleep. I cannot tell you what the episode was about. It's just I fell asleep. Now that is not an indictment on this show. I
Maybe I
am
was just tired.
asleep. I will fall asleep on something in a heartbeat. So yes. Like
But look, the Tubi description says two of Detroit's top attorneys, twin siblings Justin and Jordan Roberts, are about to get the case of the century defending their own parents in season 2. Season 1 is still on Tubi as well. They have a Street Legal South.
that's
So
what I was about to say. It
apparently,
has to be good because they have a spinoff.
yeah.
I saw
Now,
that.
we haven't really dove into the Tubi streets, Mari, but I'm actually
No.
kind of interested because I saw like again, I was cruising the Tubi streets and I said, okay, what else y'all got in here? Because this sounds interesting, right? I don't know if I'm gonna watch it or not, but it definitely sounds like something that would be fun to explore. And then I saw Tubi got a little crime section. Let's go through some of the titles here. We have Street Legal. Okay, we just talked about that. Street Legal South. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hidden Licks. We got Hood
Hmm.
Riches, Deadly Secrets. You can tell it's crime because there's a lot of caution tape on there. Rose Gold, which looks like a stripper crime, and Undying Love. Look, they have a whole true crime section here on Tubi. Mari, I feel like we got to go watch one of the Tubi movies eventually.
I'm down eventually, but some of these titles are like a descriptor away from like a Quan Mills title. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that same kind of cover art too. But
Uh-huh. I saw the wildest Quan Mills title the other day. Dang, I really wish I still had
was
it. I
it
saw it on
was it
which
Alien
one?
Twinks?
What?
So what I saw was no Alien Twinks who love DL brothers.
No, never seen
Dead ass. Dead ass.
No, I don't even know what to say now. No, it wasn't. I know I saw one random title that was like "My Baby Daddy is a Bed Bug," but I don't think that was him.
Yep.
Uh,
or like the ogre one, the Shrek one, or something like that. There's one that was about Shrek.
oh man, one day. Okay, next week. Like, remind me. We're just gonna go through the titles. That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna go. We're just gonna go through some titles and see. Oh, I got my husband and his daddy pregnant. Is one that I just saw. Gorilla Goons and the thick, rich Velociraptor baddies who love them. That can't be real. So y'all making stuff up. Y'all making stuff up. Y'all making stuff up. There ain't no way.
You can't keep getting away with this.
Can't keep getting away with this. Okay, so yeah, next week for fun, I'll pull up some real and also fake, potentially Quan Mills titles. I'm not gonna go
that'd
verify.
be funny. Yeah.
I'm gonna pull up some, and we'll just do like a little slideshow. That'll be fun. But let's
Pregnant
get
by a hood werewolf from 63rd Street.
Why 63rd Street? What? Why?
Damn it. Am I gonna read one of these books?
63rd Street catching strays? Damn. Okay.
My
So,
baby daddy stole my Ultima. Okay, all right, we got it. We're done. We're done. We're done.
oh no, we're gonna come in every week and me and you gonna read a chapter of a Quan Mills book at the end of every
How
podcast.
are you pushing these
We'll do,
out? These have to be like AI or something.
we'll do. That's why I said they can't all be real. They can't all be real. There's no way. There's no way my baby daddy is
Number
a
one
bed bug is
question
real.
on Google's is Quan Mills a real author?
Is these just pictures with with words on them, or is this like an actual book? Um. Oh God. Okay.
In fiction,
Whew.
Lord.
Velociraptor baddies. I'm sorry, Mari. I have to read the book. I'll be coming back with another book review podcast
Are these like
soon.
20-page books? Like have to be.
Paperback, yeah, like they're
Let me
like
check my Libby.
yeah, these are coffee table books. You just actually
Could you
just put them
imagine
out.
if it was on Libby? Like
Yeah, it's on Libby. What the ratings are. It's like okay, all right. So
all right,
let's
we
yeah
get it together. We got to get it
yeah.
together.
Let's get to our main event. We come here to talk about the Kerry Washington movie Shadow Force, and like I said, we talked about the trailer here. Well, I think we actually watched the trailer here on Recap Kickback. Yeah, one of the few times we were able to play the video on YouTube. So go us. YouTube definitely said we ain't monetizing that, but we'll let y'all roll. And I said, okay, cool. It wasn't gonna make no money, no way. So
right.
so when Mari and I landed on this is what we were going to talk about, I was very excited because, of course, we want to highlight these Black shows and Black movies. But I had not heard any type of buzz about the movie at all. Like I was thinking, oh, this movie must have just came out. Nope, it dropped May 2nd. So it's been a complete month. And I've almost seen nobody talking about it. So did you have any insight into what Shadow Force was prior to us watching it? I mean, obviously based off the trailer, but had you gotten any feedback from anybody?
No. I was looking online about it, and at most it was like some people were saying it was horrible. And then like some people who said it was okay. And then so I was like, I didn't hear anything. Like, where was the marketing? Where was the I have a lot of qualms, not about the movie, but about everything around it. Should we talk about that right now? What do you think?
Okay, yeah, let's talk about it. What'd you hear?
So, first and foremost, this is a Kerry Washington produced, Kerry Washington starring movie that actually came out in theaters, like action movie. From what I understand, it was only in theaters for maybe 2 weeks. Like worldwide, not worldwide, available more wide. And then and then it was taken out of the theaters. I think because Thunderbolts came out like maybe 2 weeks later, something like that. So dropping anything right before a Marvel movie drops, we even saw it with Sinners, is really hard to do. Like Sinners literally had to claw its theaters back because people still wanted there was such a high demand for like they had to be pulled out of IMAX, but they were able to stay in regular theater, like non-IMAX theaters, just because the demand was so high. And unfortunately, that wasn't going to happen with this movie. On top of that, the poor Showtime date and it being in theaters and pulled pretty quickly. And when we say pulled, it doesn't necessarily mean out of all theaters. It just means from a wider release. Two, even when we watched the trailer, I think when we watched the trailer, we were like, oh, it's kind of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Dog, the actual movie is not like that to me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. So I'm like, y'all really fumbled the marketing. I think they wanted it to kind of because correct me if I'm wrong, Chappell. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember nothing about no kid in that trailer. Did you?
I think we saw the kid cursing or something, and it was like just a funny moment that we had where the kid is like, Wu-Tang ain't nothing to F with. I think that was the moment. But aside from that, no, it wasn't really built on like this couple that has now had to parent this child separately, due to their spy actions. That's not really what we got.
Right. I really remember watching the trailer and coming away from with it thinking, "Oh, kinda like Mr. and Mrs. Smith." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like we've seen this before.
And I think they did that on purpose to try and be like, "See, if you like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you like this." But I think it kinda backfires because, like, everybody assumes it's that, you know? And we've seen that.
Hmm. Yeah, I was reading the critical response just now, and Variety, because they always have their finger on the pulse of things. They wrote that the film aspires to John Wick-ish levels of hyperbolic action without having the elevated fight choreography or visual panache to pull that off. I'm like,
John
so
Wick?
right? They're like, so it was supposed to be like a big action movie like John Wick, but they just kind of half-assed it. But I'm like,
I
but
don't
does that mean the movie is bad? Like I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I really felt like I was watching it and it was interesting. I thought it was a twist on things that we've seen before that in a totally different way. I thought the cast was fun, and I thought like if you just want a action movie to watch that doesn't take a lot of thinking, that you could just sit down, watch them shoot them up, blow them up types of things, and it had some twists. This
Yeah,
is good. I didn't have any real issue with what I was watching. I
I
wasn't
agree.
bored. It didn't drag on for hours. Like it
Nope.
really felt like a tight 104 minutes.
140.
Oh, that's perfect. That's
Mm,
perfect. Yeah, in and out. You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
just really didn't. I had no issue with
Oh,
it. I liked the movie.
technically, we're saying yeah, 100
In 4 minutes, so an hour and about 40
and
minutes.
4. Yeah,
4 minutes, an
something
hour and
like
four
that.
minutes. Yeah,
Something like that.
like I mean,
Uh,
yeah, an hour and 40
an
minutes.
hour and
But
40 minutes, yeah.
yeah, so yeah, less than 2 hours, in and out.
In and
No
out.
issues
Yeah,
for me. No complaints.
like, I could kinda agree with their, like, the fight choreography, critique there. I did feel like that was a little weak, the fight choreo, but comparing it to John Wick is just I think that's a disingenuous comparison, to be quite honest, because it was not a, like, revenge shoot 'em up type thing. It had
Mhm.
plot, and they didn't kill a lot of people. Like, I don't know, that seems
Yeah.
Variety sucks.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Like, they
Yeah.
they
Like,
suck.
not the best time for as far as my opinion of Variety either. Yeah, so I'm willing to agree with you on that one. Just like to me, like I said, I don't know. Like to me, I don't know if they thought they were gonna get like some, you know, I don't know if they thought this was like Oscar winning movie coming soon. But like when I came into it, I was thinking we were gonna watch a shoot 'em up film, and that's what I got. Like I really like
Spy thriller. I thought it was
right.
a spy thriller,
I
yeah.
wasn't looking for nothing deeper than that. So I wasn't
No,
disappointed when I got what I got.
no.
So maybe that's me. If you watch the movie and you disagree, please let us know in the comments. Maybe, maybe we just we're not the film buffs that we would pretend to be here. But Mark, I like the cast too. Kerry Washington obviously is somebody
Right.
who I'm a big fan of, but Omar Sy in this role. I cannot remember the roles that he'd done previous. Like I don't think I've ever
Lupin.
been. Yeah, but I
He
didn't
was on
watch Lupin.
Oh, I watched Lupin. I watched the first
Oh,
season.
okay. How was that?
I didn't realize they were gonna keep going. It was
Oh,
good.
he was like, I thought it was limited series in and out.
Like, the only problem with Lupin, it is like a French Netflix, TV show.
Hmm.
I really hate when the audio and the subtitles don't match. So it's
Oh,
like you either gotta just listen to the audio,
or you just got to read
no
it.
subtitles, or you
Hmm.
go original French subtitles because it's just
Hmm.
too, at least for me, it's just too distracting. Um, so that's why I probably only did 1 season because I would have had to listen, and I don't listen too good.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, he is a very good actor. Again, I don't know if it's how we watched it, but for this one, they let him speak a lot of his, like, native French tongue, but there was no
Hmm.
subtitles for it, and I was like again, that could be how we consume the media. Um,
Yeah. Um. Yeah, and I think I might be saying his name wrong. Is it Omar C? I think it might be C. Because it is French, but don't let me mess that up anymore.
mhm.
Apologies to this man if I'm ruining his his name, but I did appreciate him in this role. Again, action role. He was playing the strong dad in this couple, and he is the primary caretaker of their son Kai. And so in the film, the basic storyline is that him and Kerry Washington met. They were spies. They were part of this secret spy organization, which we find out so much about in every movie, and it called the Shadow Force. Every movie has one, and so they're part of this splinter group, the Shadow Force. And the CIA has tasked them with going in and doing the dirty work, right? Cleaning up the messes so that the governments don't have to get involved. But while they were involved together, they found love. And because of that, they had to go on the run because it's blood in and blood out. Once you get in, you cannot leave. That's the one caveat of joining this thing. And so look at this picture. Look at them. Beautiful couple. But they are torn apart because they are both the bad guys. Mari, there's a scene in the movie where their son Kai asked the dad, like, so you're the good guys, right? He's like, yeah. Were you always the good guys? And for a second, he's about to lie to him. He's like, nah, we was the bad guys. We were the bad guys. But we thought we were the good guys.
We thought we were the good guys, yep.
Yeah.
And that was some really good self-reflection there.
Yeah. They don't really want to lie to the kid, or at least he doesn't. Because the kid is very knowledgeable about that his dad is doing some type of work, right? Like he's clearly got wounds on him, and things of that nature. And mom is gone. Kerry Washington's character, Kyra, she is taken off because the two had to split up. There's no way that they were going to be able to keep the family together after having a child on the run from this organization. So the two of them split up, and now we have the premise of the movie. Now, Mari, to me, it comes off like she's the better spy of the two of them. And so that's why she's the one who has to do the running and is doing the majority of the spy work throughout while he's keeping, his kid.
Yeah, it was very progressive in that fact, right? Like they could have gone the route of the kids with the mom, the dad's the spy, but they really flipped it, and it was really heartwarming to see the father-son relationship throughout the movie. And at first I was kind of, again, I was like, where is this kid coming from? Like I had no clue there was going to be a kid in here. So that second scene with them where they're like driving, I was like, oh no, I don't want to see, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I thought I was gonna see like the car crash, the stereotypical car crash, the baby dead, and now they mad at everybody.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna keep the baby.
You thought he was gonna get taken.
Yeah, and then the two of them were gonna have to join forces to go get the baby back. I really thought like that's where we were going.
Well, I did read that the screenwriter went through 6 different iterations of the script, and almost gave up with writing it, but the 7th version is what made it onto our screen. So it was probably a combination of all of those.
Probably, but I like the version that we got
at one point.
Yeah,
I did too. I really did too.
It was a little less predictable as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. I thought it was very less predictable. Like I didn't find it very cliche.
No, I had a good time. Yeah. I'm telling you this. I was like, oh, y'all didn't like this? This is cool.
Yeah.
There's this cool scene where our main characters, well, minus Kyra. So the dad and the son, Isaac and Kai, they go to the bank. And while they're there handling a business transaction, we get like almost like, is it a bank robbery? For some reason, these people come in and they're shooting up the place. And, or at least they're going to. They're threatening to. They have their gun on Kai. And we see Isaac. Yeah, we see Isaac trying to get Kai to come to him. But the guy's like, if you move, I'm going to shoot you. So Kai has a decision to make. And instead of making that decision of whether he should move or not, his dad tells him, hey, cover your ears and close your eyes. And as he does that, we see Isaac take out his hearing aids. Mari, I had no clue what was about to happen. But apparently this man is Superman. Once he takes out his Superman hearing aids, he said, I'm the opposite of whatever Daredevil got.
Yeah. Because, I mean, before that, I think in the car, he was talking about like, oh, when daddy's ears don't work because of all the explosions or something. But yeah, I wasn't expecting this. Like he takes him out, and then this was kind of interesting. Again, it goes back to like
The fight
them maybe not
choreography.
having having a good fight
Hmm.
choreography, because we just kind of get this slow pan behind Kai, just Kai holding his ears and stuff, and it's just the screen is blinking on and off. Like
Uh-huh.
it's flashes. It's flashes of Kai, flashes of like bodies flying. And it's
Hmm.
just like, so and then next thing we know, Isaac is like, Kai, you can open your eyes now. And it's like, so you don't see a lot of fighting until later on when it's like, um, when that footage, I want to say goes viral, but it's not, it doesn't go viral. It's just like the bad people who are hunting them sees it. And so that was
Hmm.
kind of confusing because it was like, oh, so he just accidentally went into the wrong bank, and because he basically was a hero,
Hmm.
it alerted the people who were looking for them to where he was at. I originally thought that the bank robbers came in for them.
To get him, yeah. But no,
Yeah,
it's just a coincidence. Yeah, had he not gone full Batman, they might still be undercover. But you're right,
right.
they don't really show the fight choreography. So yeah, to that critique, I guess I give them I give them some credit for that one, because it did feel like it's improbable, right, that this man who's standing about 5 feet away from his son is able to take out his hearing aids and then basically teleport across the room, beat him up, and then beat up all the rest of the people while the child is unmoved. He's in one spot. So this man is about to do some
Right.
amazing things. And so of course they cannot show that to us because it just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, that man put his what, automatic rifle to that kid's head. There was
Uh-huh.
no way he was gonna be able to do anything before that man could pull that trigger. Like,
Yeah.
very,
And
very
yet
interesting.
Yeah, and yet here he
Mhm.
is, and it wasn't just one shooter; it was like three of them. So he darted around the room. I'm telling you, this man was like in the dark of night, even though it was broad daylight and the lights were on in the bank. But you're Mari, it did go viral. Like everybody saw the
Mhm.
video, including the bad guys. And so that's where we meet our biggest antagonist in the film. His name is Jack Cinder, and he's played by Mark Strong.
Mark
He's
Strong.
Yeah.
He's
Do you know
always a
Mark
bad
Strong?
guy.
Yeah, that's
Yes!
exactly what I said. I said, of course
Yes!
it's Mark Strong.
If he's in there, he's the bad guy. And if you think he's playing a good guy, he's going to still be the bad guy by the end of the movie.
Oh yeah,
Love
yeah,
Mark
yeah.
Strong.
It's always fun to see him. Yeah, he was Sinestro in Green Lantern. He was in Sherlock Holmes. He was like he's in
I think
everything.
he's in Rock and Rolla, I
Right.
believe.
And the Kings
Eh,
and Kingsman.
Kingsman, yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I
fun to
love
see
Mark Strong.
him.
He's good. Yeah, real good.
Legitimately like a British villain brought to our screens. And so
Every time. And he does not care. He's like, "Yes." Every they're
yeah,
like, "You're gonna play a bad guy again." Yeah. I was not
absolutely.
expecting any less.
Right. So he is the head of, well, he is the former head of, or a former CIA operative, I guess I should say. But he is the person who kind of brought the group together to create the Shadow Force. It's his baby. And so
Yep.
now he has to alert the G7 that okay, these people, we the people that are on the loose, this man and his missing wife and maybe even this child, they're a danger to the rest of us. We have to take them out. And so now I'm going to be reassembling the Shadow Force for one last game and of cat and mouse. We're going to chase these people down, and they have like almost like a $1 million bounty on their heads or something like that, like a
Something
crazy
like that.
bounty. Yeah. And so
Mhm.
he has to assemble the group to send after them. So we will see that Isaac's on the run. He has Kai, but he's being followed. He's being followed by Cinder and his people. He's also being followed by Kyra because they have not seen each other in a while. And when they meet, Mari, she gives this man hands and feet. I would have been like, now, lady, I've been raising this child by myself. I know you did not bust through that wall to beat my ass.
I was so confused. Like, again, I'm trying to watch this. I have kids. I look down for 2 seconds. I look up. I'm like, "Why are they fighting?" I'm so
Uh-huh.
confused. I was like,
Yeah. I don't think she appreciated him blowing their cover. Like I
yeah.
guess there
Mhm.
there is a world where he could have made it through that bank robbery without exposing them. But you're right, they
Mhm.
had an automatic rifle to their kid's head. Like he had to do
Mhm.
something.
Yeah, exactly. That was very funny to me.
Hmm.
She's like, I don't
Yeah.
like your parenting style. I've not been here for 5 years, but I don't like your parenting style.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like the nerve of you. And this poor boy
Yeah.
had to watch it. He's like, lady, why are you fighting my daddy?
Mhm.
She's like, because I'm mommy. He's like, I guess that makes sense.
Mhm.
So we do get the whole family reunited, and they have to be on the run because obviously this team of assassins is after them. This was to me the coolest part of the movie. I like that he went
Okay.
and got like the Avengers of the bad guys to go get the other bad guys.
Chappelle, when I saw this, I was like, we may need a prequel. Like, I want to
Yeah.
see what the Shadow Force is like when they were Shadow Forcing because these people, this is too much charisma in a room, and we
Hmm.
barely got to see them. We barely got to even see their names. The fact that they was pulling them, like, wasn't old girl over here the small one? Wasn't she like a teacher or something like
Yeah.
that? She was
They they were just living
like,
their life. One's a bartender, one's
yeah,
like, yeah, they just doing
yeah,
whatever. And they said, oh, I guess I'm back in the game. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
I
the bounty
liked
was
it,
too big.
and the one guy, he played a bad guy, in, I don't think it was Power, but it's in, like he
You
played a
talking about
bad
that bald
guy.
head man?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought that's who you're talking about because I recognized them too, but I couldn't tell you from
Yeah,
where.
I can't tell you from where, and it's
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
annoying to me. I'll figure
Look,
it
and
out.
I don't like that.
I'll figure it
Um,
out. But yeah,
yeah,
like, I love this. This was fun.
yeah. Hold on. Oh, found it. Marvin Jones the third, also known as Krondon.
Luke Cage.
He was in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. He was in Black Lightning.
Okay, that's what it was. It was Black
That's
Lightning.
what it
You're
was.
right.
Black
That's what
Lightning.
it was.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Black Lightning. Did you watch that? It
Yeah.
was really good.
I watched a few episodes of the first season. I don't think I saw the
You watched
entire
season 1 and
thing.
season 2. I think it
Okay,
went on for,
yeah.
like, 4.
It went on too long for me not to have watched most of it. I need to go back and check it out. Apparently, he's a rapper. Uh,
Yes. Yes, he is.
yes. Yeah, I've never heard of his group Strong Arm Steady, but I'm definitely going to look into it now that I
Mhm.
have. But yeah, I was like, I recognize this man for something. So that was a good
Yeah.
shout. So yeah, we have this team of bad guys. To me, Mari, this felt like Kill Bill. You know how Bill is like, hey, the bride is on the loose. Let me go get L
Yes.
and this person, you know, and they have to like, all right, we all
Yeah.
gonna go get her. Because the subtext here is that although Cinder is after Kyra and Isaac because they left the Shadow Force,
Yeah.
there is like a little element of maybe he's jealous of their relationship because he had feelings for Kyra. They once dated or had something casual, and he fell in
Mhm.
love with her. And so now he's trying to almost like get revenge on her for leaving him and the Shadow Force as well.
Right. Exactly. I didn't mind this little, like, romance, twist on top of it. I was cool with that. That was cute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I thought about, you know who I thought about while we were watching this? I thought about your dad.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
because last time when you and I had your dad on to talk about that Viola Davis movie, I feel
G20.
like G20, right? But now we're talking about the G7, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But but but
Yeah.
also they got a beast, Mari, the
But
car, the
right?
car. They were talking about the specs of the car. And they're like, it's basically a tank, and it's got this, and it's indestructible, and this can't the trunk, nothing can penetrate, and all this other stuff. I was just
Cut
like,
2.
yeah, cut to the car flying through the air, get it completely shot up. I don't know, Mari. I felt like this car was cooler than the Beast. The Beast is like a limousine that's a tank, but this is
Mhm.
sexier.
I mean, this looks cool. It looked real cool, but she talked up the glass and all that. First shot, that glass
Right
shattered.
to the
I was
glass.
like,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Didn't help them at all. But
it
the
did.
little emergency child slash hostage seat in the trunk, that was cool.
That was cool, but very improv. So that part, like they go into the water, and then all of a sudden they're all like they're just walking out of the water. First off, they all look kind of dry. Like I don't even
Mhm.
think they was coming like really really out of the water. And second part, the whole time I was thinking, oh my god, how did they get him out of like that is such a scary thought. He's in the trunk. How did you get him out of the trunk and out of the car before it's under the water? They're like, don't worry about that. They're on the shore now. I was like, oh, okay. Like,
Ejecto seat cuz.
yeah,
Um,
there it is.
um,
Had to be.
two other people that we haven't talked about who, I mean, for most of the movie, I was
The
really
comedic
enjoying.
relief.
I was enjoying them for most of the movie,
Yeah.
Mari. By the end, I got a good hate into one of them. We get,
So good.
yeah, we get Divine Joy Randolph and Method Man,
This was
Clifford Smith Jr.
a pleasant surprise. I didn't know either of them were in this movie.
I think I saw Method Man in the trailer. I think I
I
saw Method
don't
Man in the trailer.
remember. I don't
Yeah,
remember. But also Divine Joy is so hilarious. It is so like I mean, they were
yeah,
both hilarious, but I mean, like, it was just so funny. He would say something stupid, and she was like, "Boy, if you don't shut up," like,
right.
just like flat, like,
So they're auntie and unc, and they're like almost like Kyra and Isaac's friends, or they're allies that are also looking for them, but in order to help, they want to take down
yeah,
Cinder. And so they're on a mission too, but they're like 2 or 3 steps behind them the whole time. Like you said,
yeah.
the comedic relief. I couldn't tell if they were a
I think they were
couple.
right. I think they were a couple. At least that's what. Yes, I think they were a couple, but I think they worked for the U.S. government, not the shadowy parts of it,
Uh-huh.
like the open parts of it.
Yeah. And so
Mhm,
Kyra's been in contact with Auntie and Unc. And so she's been like kind of checking in and letting them know how things are going. And so they're going
mhm,
to play a big part toward the end of this. But yeah, here's the thing you were talking about, Mari. The beast is under attack. When the spy organization pulls up, they pull up deep. All of the people a part of the Shadow Force show up on motorcycles. There's this big
mhm.
18 wheeler coming. They're
That's
shooting. There's
cool.
guns. Yeah, Kerry Washington has a cool
Flares.
thing where she shoots out her guns, and so we get a lot of that whole time. The little boys in the back seat, like, "Mom, are you cussing?" So I really enjoyed the scene. I
It
thought,
was
okay,
pretty cool.
quick. Yeah, it was quick to the point, but also you understood, right? They're the two baddest of these spies in the Shadow Force. And I think that's the part that the movie they kind of talk about it, but it's fun to see it, right? Is that you sent
Mhm.
the other 7 people after them and they still can't catch them.
Yeah, exactly, and it I was like, "How this car got a machine gun turret on it?" She didn't mention that, I don't think. That was kinda
Yeah.
funny.
The beast could never. I don't think the beast had guns. I had to ask your
Mm.
dad.
The beast
Well, ask
didn't
your
need
daddy.
guns.
Yeah, the beast didn't need guns. It's just gonna drive straight through whatever's coming after it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Um,
exactly.
there's another scene that's important in the film. Mr. Cinder here, he goes and he is not happy with the fact that these that we're not able to capture these two operatives. So he
Mhm.
goes to his kind of like his right hand man, these security people that he has working for him, and he basically beats them up. I like when a movie establishes that like the well tailored, buttoned up, like
Bad
boss,
guy?
yeah, can fight. I like that. I
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
like I like Kingpin, where it's like,
Kingpin.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's the type of vibe I want from my bad guys because I've always wondered, even when I was a kid growing up, it was like the bad guy be like this little frail dude, and you're like, dog, why are your henchmen taking orders from him? I think there's actually a movie where they say like, we're bigger than you. Why are we doing this? And so here they have to establish Cinder's dominance, and he beats both of these men up. He fires them, and then when they realize that Isaac and Kai and Kyra are alive, he rehires them to come back on the search.
That's totally not gonna come back to bite him.
To me, Mari, why would you rehire these people? I'm sure you just broke this man's nose. And yet you're like, all right, I can trust you to man. The moment he turned around, like it ain't been a rap, a pistol whip, pow. Like it's just like there's no way. And I
Not at
guess they
all.
can't run from him because he's like the head of this super secret organization. He could just stick his spies on you. But I've skipped clocking in to work for less.
Yeah, less than a beating?
I mean, yeah, you beat my ass. You think I'm gonna show up? We on the private jet on the way to the next stop. All right, sure,
Yeah.
whatever. Um, also, we haven't really talked about little Kai at all. Mari, this is the most adorable kid who's ever been on TV.
Yeah,
Look at
he's
him.
so good. I know. He really played this part really well. They said he was but at the end, they said he was 5. I was like, I don't know about that, but he's still cute and he played the part. There's no
Hmm.
this the actor can't. I know it ain't 5. No way. No
No,
way.
can't be. Because what
That was a
5-year-old
smart
knows
little
these?
baby.
What 5-year-old
Mhm.
knows these Lionel Richie lyrics like this? Mari, would
Right.
JJ is a youth? Do you think
He is.
JJ knows any Lionel Richie songs?
Lionel Richie? No, he don't.
Ex- This
I'm
boy
sorry.
knows the
Sorry to that
entire
man.
catalog. The
I
entire
know.
catalog of Lionel
As
Richie
he
songs.
would, because his dad clearly keeps playing the song that, him and his wife or whatever really liked,
Hmm.
Kids are a product of what you play around them. So
Yeah.
JJ um does not know Lionel Richie, but you know, he knows Beyonce, and that's all that
Uh,
matters.
it's oh my god. Are we
And
that age
Hamilton.
group? Oh, okay. Are
We
we
are.
that age
We
group
are.
where like on a Sunday morning, JJ's like, yeah, my mom wake up playing the oldies, and it's Beyonce.
Beyonce. No, not yet, because I don't wake up on Sunday mornings.
You're like, I'm not
I
doing that. I'm not cleaning. There's no Sunday cleaning music in this house. Are you
We are
crazy?
not that. I know.
We're
Well,
not
I'm
that black
still trying to
family.
figure out how I'm the adult. So like
Yeah, you wait on somebody else to play the cleaning music. Like, why ain't nobody cleaning on Sunday? Ain't no lot of Richie
Exactly.
playing in this house. What's going on? That kid knew
Mm-mm.
the words to Brick House.
Yep.
Um, I
Mhm.
enjoyed Isaac trying to explain to him what the definition of a brick house is. If
They're
JJ comes
hilarious.
to you tomorrow and says, "Mom, what's a brick house?" Do you just lie
No, you gotta say exactly what he said.
like
I
with the
mean, I
boobies
don't
and the
know, in the
booty?
movies, you have to. I loved Isaac's parenting style here. He never lied to his child once. He
Hmm.
treated his son like a
Like a
small human,
human.
which he is. So
Yeah.
it was great. This is conscientious, gentle discipline. That's not what it's called. That's not positive discipline parenting,
Hmm.
certified, stamped. It was great.
Yeah. Let your kids watch Mrs. Rachel and listen to Lionel Richie, and I think you'll be okay.
Right,
Um,
exactly.
Kerry Washington ends up calling Cinder and telling her to meet her at his location. Like, oh, you still got that little offshore island? Bet I'll see you there because this is leave my kid and my husband out of this. And so she goes to meet them, and we see the confrontation. Very quickly, she is captured. She thought, I don't know why she thought this, but she thought she could seduce this man, take the gun, shoot him in the chest, and be done with this. She seduced the man, took his gun, and then shot him in the chest, as if the secret spy organization person is not going to be wearing a vest. Now, she did fill him up.
I
She
was about
didn't
to say
feel the
she filled
vest.
him up. Yeah.
Yeah, she did
Yeah,
her
he
due
had a
diligence.
yeah. He had a
His
nice
head,
tailored Kevlar t-shirt on, apparently, is a
but
thing.
but shoot him in the head. What are we
I
doing?
like
What are we doing, y'all? What are we doing? What are we doing?
exactly.
Is it like spy 101 like you supposed to? Because like on in the shooting range, like the bullseye
It's
is in it's
pop,
right
pop,
there,
one. Yeah.
right.
2,
But
2,
like,
1.
can't you just like why haven't you? Because she shot him up. I think it was like 4 straight to the
It was
chest. And
at
I'm
least
thinking,
3 or 4. Mhm.
right. And ma'am, had you just shot him in the neck one time,
We
movie's
would we
over.
would've been done. But then we would have missed the best part of the movie. After this part, it was like perfect. It was like really good action sequence after good action sequence. So I guess
Yeah,
I'm glad that didn't work.
right. Because eventually Isaac and Kai, they do meet up with Auntie and Unc, and they basically sneak up on them because they don't know if they can trust them quite yet. So they're talking to them, they're trying to fill them out. Auntie, you can tell Auntie and Unc really don't trust them either, because for
Mhm.
good reason. Y'all are all spies.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't trust you. Maybe they're going to shoot you. Who knows? But for a second, it seems like it's going to go well until we see not only Kai and Isaac showing up in the custody of these spies, but also Auntie. She has been captured. The 3 of them have been captured, but Unc is the culprit. Method Man
Oh
let me
no.
down. He let me down. I was just listening to Wu Tang like 3 days ago.
I didn't see that coming. I did not
Nope.
see that coming. I didn't
Yeah,
see it coming. They got me. So I
they
mean,
got me.
and it was good. Like when And the way that shot was set up, how Divine Joy comes in first, and it's like a close up on her wrist. And I was like, okay, cool. And the camera pans to him, and he has his like wrist
And he's
together,
like,
but hey, I was like, oh snap! Like that was good. That was a great reveal.
quick
I
little
didn't
double
see it
cross.
coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
and then
got
I was,
tired of working for the good guys.
and then even for a second, I was like, is this a double cross of a double cross? You know, because once you get to like
Me
this point in a
too.
spy movie, you're like, is this a double cross of a double cross of a double cross? So it was
I was
good.
waiting on him to be still in it because I thought
Yeah.
Auntie and Unc was like, that's
It's like
relationship
this.
goals. I thought, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was like, look at them. They working together. The black love. Let the
Mhm.
man let me
Nah,
down. Mark,
he
I was
did.
just listening to Wu-Tang the other day. Because because I do that sometimes. No,
Right.
honestly, because last year,
Cleaning.
last year I started listening to Apple Music's top 100 albums. I started at
Oh,
number 100, and I've been working my way up through the albums while I'm at the gym.
nice.
So I've been learning so much about other music or whatever, just through doing that. But I've also been listening to some albums that I've heard before, some songs, some artists, just really diving in. And so
Mhm.
now I've made it to like the top 50 or so. I'm actually in the 40.
Wow.
Yeah. And so now it
That's
feels like
cool.
yeah, and it feels like all the albums are really good. Like even like I think quality wise, they've all been good. It's the top 100 albums of all time, whatever.
Mhm.
But like now it's like a lot of these albums don't got no skips.
Mm.
So like I think the little run was the most recent run I was on. I think, oh yeah, that's what it was. So Aretha Franklin's album, then
Mhm.
Nas Illmatic,
Mm.
then Carole King's album, which was really good. I was actually like, I was very pleasantly surprised. I knew Carole King was that girl, but I didn't know she white Aretha.
Mhm.
Then next was Wu-Tang Clan, followed by your girl Beyonce. Now, Mari,
Mm.
for
Which one?
$500, which
Mm.
Beyonce album
For
was
top
I up to?
100?
Not is I think I want to say it's number like 40 or something like that.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna go with self-titled.
Number 36 on our list, self-titled.
Yeah.
You did it. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. You keep
Mhm.
your Hive membership. Honestly, I listened to it and I was like, this is really good. It
Mhm.
ain't better than 4, but it's fine.
All right, where are we at in this movie? Let's go.
So speaking of double crosses, now that Unc has turned on us, everybody is captured. It looks like our heroes have run out of time and space, and Kai is going to have to witness his parents murdered in front of him as he becomes the next super spy. Like I think he's like, okay, I'm gonna train your kid up, and
Wait,
that's
wait,
gonna be the big.
why?
That's gonna be
Why
the biggest revenge. Is I'm gonna take your child and make him the new super spy, and y'all
that I
gotta die
get.
now.
But if you kill his parents, why would he want to become the super spy? Why would he want to work with you?
I guess he just figured he's a kid and he like could just trick him, like, oh yeah, like your parents were really bad people. Oh my god, like we had to kill
Mm.
them. I don't know. But yeah, it was getting too cute. It was a little too cute, Mario. I think he should just kill them.
Exactly. That was my exact thought. Like once she tried to shoot him and they
Mm-hmm.
got her together and then I was like, y'all could just kill
Just
her
kill her
right
now.
now. And
Yeah,
they're like, nope, we gotta take her to the chair. We gotta explain
yeah.
our motives. I was like,
Is
she popped you. Like you could have just okay, whatever.
is it Austin Powers where Scott is like, wait, you got him. Shoot him. Just shoot him right now. And he's like,
Just shoot
no,
him right
Scott,
now.
I have to. Yeah. He's like, no, I have a gun. I'll shoot him. Just let me do it.
I
He's
was
like, no, Scott, you don't understand how these things are done. Like, oh, Scott. So
He's
yes.
like, I'm going to my room.
Yeah, exactly. Scott was pissed. He was like, us, like, just kill him. Shoot him.
Yeah.
So before they can actually get murdered, there's another double cross. And we have the people who were closest to him, the employees he should have fired or murdered after he beat their ass, have this whole time been working alongside Auntie, basically as like the other group that is following Cinder. So they had two groups following Cinder. They had Auntie and Unc, and
Yeah.
then they had this man and his partner. And
Mhm.
they didn't tell Unc. Unc, this is the one thing Unc didn't know about, because Auntie is like, I knew your ass wasn't shit.
Yeah, she actually know who they were? I know she said she knew that there
She
was
knew that
another
there
group.
were, but she didn't know it was them.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had another little pair of agents. And so once he shows up, we get the bang bang shoot 'em up fight scenes, you know, that everyone's talking about. Gets very spy versus spy. But I like this as well because, again, we have super spies. So a lot of them you would think are dead to rights. They're all like at the table. These guys got the guns on them, like, hey, if you move, we're gonna blow your head off. And they're like, a bet. But then you kind of zoom in on each of the spies,
That
kind of
was
like,
so funny.
yeah,
Like
each
a
of the spies making
10-minute
eye
slow
contact.
motion. Like
Yeah.
gun,
They're like
person,
gun,
gun,
knife,
smoke
grenade. You
grenade.
know? Yeah.
You like I'm looking like there's
Yeah.
like 8 nods, like slow down.
Everybody's having silent conversation with
Yeah.
each other. He's like, okay,
Carry
I'm
that
gonna grab the
Devon.
yeah, I'm gonna grab the grenade, and then you grab the knife, and then and the whole time they're like, don't
Shoot
move. We're
him.
like, I'm not gonna move. Yeah.
That was kind of funny. I did like that. I was like, this is the longest slow motion. Like,
I loved
it
it.
was
I loved
funny
it.
though.
It
Yeah.
was so dumb, but like I said, I loved it. And then, of course, they get the upper hand. There's a lot of killing going on. Our spies are better than their spies, and so of course we end up coming out on top. And happy to report, Auntie gets her revenge.
Oh yeah. She
What you
beat
think
the
about the sleeper
crap
hold?
out of Unc. Yeah, she was like, he just gotta take a little nap. That was funny. And then
Just
she proceeded to beat his butt.
yeah. Should she have killed him?
She's a good guy. She's within the bounds. So
Do not.
I don't.
Yeah, he's probably in
Yeah,
jail.
yeah. And they probably want to know more. Like everybody else is dead, so kind of
Yeah.
need to know what's going on.
We do need the witness. We need to get some incriminating evidence. And
Some
I think
intel.
this guy has the
Yeah.
documents, so we got to keep him alive. But when it comes down to our final fight scene, it's Kerry Washington. One thing I will say, this lady can take a punch. She was fighting, but they was also getting with her. Like these spies, it wasn't like she showed up like Wonder Woman and just started beating everybody up. No, there was a lot of like, I was like, dang, she eating some of these, like, ooh, mink.
And even when she was like tied to the chair, I'm like, why is Kerry Washington giving like a 5-star performance in the middle of this? Like,
she went full Olivia Pope in the middle of this movie. I said, Olivia. She said,
like, calm down.
I really wish I had the script in front of me, because the way she did that monologue, I said, oh, Scandal's coming back to Netflix soon. And I think some people should talk about it.
She was delivering the full emotions, the facial. Tell them you were in love with me.
You
That's
were in
what
love
I was
with
like.
Me.
Calm down, lady. Calm down. Like, stop outshining these people. Like, it was so funny.
No, she ate that. You know, and like
She did.
she's still doing the Kerry Washington mouth acting as well. Like she's still doing
the mouth
it. Like,
acting.
like I was so happy with it. I'm glad you caught that too, because I definitely was thinking like, who allowed her to just have this like 5-minute monologue in the middle of this movie? It was good.
It was really good. I was afraid though at the end though. I thought she might die. Even before he came up on her in the hostage situation, I thought like she might die. And then when he came up on her and then he had to prove how good of a shot he was, I was like, oh, look, a callback there. And it was cute.
She said, that's what this is about. You and me. Why can't you just see it, Jack? You were in love with me. I said, I said, yeah, get him. He better than me. Somebody start dragging me to hell like that, I'm gonna shoot him in the face. I'm like, you know what, man? But you're not gonna finish that sentence. I'm sorry. You're not gonna have me out here looking like a simp.
No, you don't finish that sentence. Oh my god.
But you're right. There was this moment where we did kind of think she might have run out of time. He had the gun to her back, and Isaac is the last thing. Well, the last person who can save her. He's across the room. He has a shot, but it's not a clear shot. And Isaac takes out his hearing aids again. And if you notice in this photo, Mari, you can see the bruise, kind of like the marking from the last time this happened. Because
yeah.
Because earlier in the movie they talk about it, but years ago they were in a similar situation and he shot her. But he claims, I shot you on purpose. I didn't have a clear shot, but I knew if I had just like grazed you, I could get the bad guy. Right. And so she like, but you shot me and you not that good of a shot. And she held it against him and she's been looming it over his head forever. And so now is his chance to prove himself. And so he does. He shoots this guy right in the head. Gets him, boom, right there in the kiss.
So he shoots him in the eye. She turns and shoots him 4 more times in the chest. He turns and then Isaac shoots him 3 more. I was like,
whoa. Hey, yeah. You've been playing with their family, with their kid. You gotta go, sir. You're dead. So yeah, they got we kind of get like you said, it's like this whole like roundabout way. Like they kind of tie up that storyline about we thinking that she's gone, but he shoots her in the shoulder. This time he shoots her and she's, he completely doesn't miss. Well, he doesn't shoot her. He can completely hits his target. It's kind of like they tied up the storyline and the things that we have been kind of learning about them. So I enjoyed that part. And by the end, I started to ask myself, are we getting a Shadow Force 2? Now, knowing what the people say about the reviews, probably not.
I know.
But there was a scene where Auntie is talking about getting a new Shadow Force created. She's saying, all right, this time the government's going to do it the right way with correct oversight. Cinder's gone. We're going to do this. And we want you, Kyra, to be a part of it. Now, Kyra's like, I just got back with my family. Can I hit me up later, but right now it's not going to work. And then we see Isaac come and lay his head in her lap. And she begins to tap on the side of his head, signifying that if there was a 2, there could also be another baby.
Yeah, exactly. And again, a Shadow Force 2 with Divine Joy Randolph heading a team. So fun.
So fun.
A Shadow Force prequel with the people who died. So fun. And I think the other problem is that I think I forgot to address. This could have been a great Amazon Prime movie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this didn't have to go to theaters.
It didn't have to go to theaters. I really think this could have been a streaming tentpole type movie. I really liked it. I had so much fun with this. Like, for real. I honestly really liked it. Like, no sugarcoating. It was a fun time, fun action thriller.
Right. Like, we obviously just talked about our review of it and kind of the things that didn't quite make sense or things that we thought were goofy about the movie, but also it was a goofy movie. It was a movie that was just about to be about like a spy movie about a couple. Like these things don't actually, like, this stuff ain't real life. If it is, we never hear about it in real life. This is a fictional tale. And so I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I thought it was fun. And like you said, I thought, hey, we might be getting a sequel. Now, talking it through, looking at the reviews, we probably will not. But I think that if there's a way that they can make another one, maybe send it over to Tubi or something like that, I'd check it out. I'd watch the sequel.
I would too. I would watch sequel, prequel, all of it. I'd watch it all.
Yeah. So that's it. That's Shadow Force. It was a fun time. I enjoyed it. And if you haven't already watched it, I definitely recommend, like, if you want a low stakes watch, something just fun that you can watch kind of without having to think too much about, just a little fun movie. It's funny. It's action.
It's a good Netflix and chill, I mean, it's not on Netflix, but you know what I mean.
You'll get look, if you need the link, let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mari, that's it. That's Shadow Force. Hopefully you all like the review. Make sure you like the video as well. Show us some love. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. We are creeping up dangerously close. Hopefully by the time you hear this, we've reached 2,000 YouTube subscribers. Go us. But we need more. That ain't enough. So let your friends know. Recap Kickback is over here talking about your favorite movies and shows, and maybe even shows and movies that you haven't watched. And let us know if you want us to watch something, or if there's something else we need to check out, because we're here, we're still here, and we're still talking about all the things that we want to talk about. We want to talk about what you want us to talk about too. Mari, I heard they made an HBCU reference on Love Island, which started today.
And I cannot wait to get off this podcast to find out and see.
Exactly. So what else you got going
it.
on in the meantime?
Just on the meantime, you can find me on Blue Sky at Mari Talks Too Much on Blue Sky. That's probably where I will be skeeting out all my Love Island thoughts. I love when Love Island starts. Oh, it's so good. I can't wait to go and watch that. But other than that, like I said, find me on Crime Scene. Go to crimescenepod.com in order to subscribe. And that's it.
Yes.
How about you?
Thank you for joining me every week. And then, of course, thank you all for listening. And make sure you check out my other stuff I got going on the Nothing But Netflix podcast, nothingbutpod.com. You could subscribe to that, obviously, and keep up with all the coverage of Netflix shows over there. Sasha and I just talked about Sneaky Links Dating After Dark. That was a good time. Those 2 recaps are up on the RHAP YouTube page as well. And this week, AJ Mass and Jessica Sterling are going to be joining me to talk about Sirens, a movie about a bunch of rich white women. I mean, a show about a bunch of rich white women. And it's an interesting watch, and I cannot wait to talk about it with those 2 people. And so check that out on nothingbutpod.com on the Nothing But Netflix podcast. Also, Recap Kickback. We got, also on RHAP. I'll start there. I just did a Survivor 50 Snubs podcast with Rob. If you're a fan of Survivor, you probably are if you're here. If you're a fan of Survivor, go listen to me complain about all the people who are not on Survivor 50. And I had a long list to talk about. So go
I don't even
check
want to get mad
out.
like that.
Oh, yeah. I was just like, and then another thing. And so go check that out on the RHAP YouTube page. And then, of course, here on Recap Kickback, bringing you more content every week. Flavor of Love is coming to Recap Kickback soon. I will get episode 1 recorded soon, and then we will be going live to talk about that. I've never done that before here on Recap Kickback. Mari, of course, will do it for our wrestling content whenever her and Matt get together. But want to do a little live recap. And so make sure you're tuned in for the time. I'll make sure to drop that time in our community page here on YouTube and on our Facebook page. If you're not a part of the Facebook page, facebook.com/Recap Kickback or recapkickback.com/Facebook. I think we'll take you there. But join the conversation as we talk about Flavor of Love season 1, episode 1 coming soon. But that's it. So for Mari and for myself, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. We will talk to y'all next time. Peace. I've been trapped behind Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreamers. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.